The moment the judge's gavel struck the bench, the trial concluded. The criminal Serafina Lancaster, accused of setting fire to the Crown Prince's palace leading to his death, is now sentenced. For the crimes of arson and murder, the penalty is death. So ruled the judge. The girl received her sentence unable to utter a single word. She could only scream silently in her heart. It wasn't me. The judge ordered her imprisoned to be executed in the coming days. Whispers filled the courtroom as they watched the girl being led away. Tears streamed down her face as she weakly protested, "I didn't kill anyone." A man's voice cut through. "Lift your head. Stand straight." She looked up bewildered to see Duke Lancaster and his eldest daughter Daisy Lancaster. The Duke declared, "Utterly disgraceful, hardly like a daughter of House Lancaster." Her eyes lit up. "Father, sister," she rejoiced silently. "They're here. They'll surely prove my innocence, won't they, sister?" She thought, a surge of hope rising. But Daisy's expression gave no indication she intended to save her. Serafina was horrified. Duke Lancaster gripped his cane, his face etched with profound disappointment. "My lords and ladies, I apologize. It is I, Duke Lancaster, who failed in raising my daughter, causing such trouble for everyone." She stared in disbelief at her father's words. "What? No. This is a death sentence." The iron cell door clanged open. A guard roughly shoved her into the cell. "Get in, you filthy, wayward girl. This is karma. 3 years ago, you failed to climb into the Crown Prince's bed, and now you're an arsonist and a murderer. Just touching you is disgusting." He sneered. She fell sprawling, gagged. She could only scream in her mind, "I didn't try to get into his bed, and I didn't kill anyone." The two guards continued their commentary. "This woman will be executed tomorrow. So satisfying. The light of justice finally catches up to this wench." Lying prone, she listened to their hateful words, seething. "Damn it! They won't even let me explain who really set the fire, killed the Crown Prince, and framed me." She fumed internally. Serafina struggled to sit up. "This gag, these detestable magic-suppressing shackles, damnation!" She had to find a way out. She resolved. Suddenly, footsteps. Clop, clop. Her sister Serafina's heart leaped. Daisy raised a finger to her lips. "Shh." Daisy removed her gag and shackles. With a sorrowful expression, Daisy took her younger sister Serafina's hand. "Sarah, you must leave here first. Wait until Father and I find the real culprit, then you can return," Daisy explained. "I'm so sorry, Sarah. Your temporary imprisonment was necessary to make the true culprit lower their guard. It must have been terribly unfair to you." Serafina sobbed. "Oh, so that's why—" "It's all right, sister. If it's for my sake, I don't feel wronged." "The Crown Prince was your fiancé. Why would I ever kill him?" Daisy said empathetically. "I know you'd never do such a thing." Tears streamed freely down Serafina's face. I thought you both had abandoned me." Daisy wiped her tears. "You silly girl," she chided, gently hugging Serafina. "You're my sister. How could I ever abandon you?" "Now go quickly," Daisy said softly. "It won't be long. We'll find the real culprit very soon." Serafina trusted her sister. She donned a cloak and slipped away under Daisy's watchful eyes. "Don't worry." Daisy seemed to convey, "We'll meet again soon." Serafina glanced back at her sister one last time. "And then we'll never be apart again." Daisy watched her younger sister leave a smile on her face, but her thoughts were different. "You trust me, dear sister. Oh, how you trust me." For Serafina, that trust was etched in her heart, a spreading stain of red. "I trusted you so much." Serafina collapsed instantly under the soldier's blades in full view of many. A voice declared, "The criminal Serafina, after using dark magic to injure Lady Daisy of House Lancaster and escaping prison, has compounded her grave sins." In her fading consciousness, she heard the accusation, her heart shattering. Daisy said, "I injured her, impossible." She watched me leave. Why would she claim I harmed her? Daisy, appearing grievously wounded, trembled. No. Perhaps it was an impostor, my Serafina. She would never harm me like this. Archduke Arthur said coldly, "Daisy, There's no need to make excuses for her. The magic on your wound is indeed Lancaster magic, but it is pitch black. Irrefutable proof your sister has strayed into dark sorcery. To prevent her from committing further evil and in accordance with the law, I, by my royal authority, shall extract her magic core. Seraphina tried to cry out, "Wait, it wasn't me." But he had already drawn his sword. Swing! He pinned her down. Blood dripped from Archduke Arthur's blade. He held Seraphina's shimmering magic core, a smirk playing on his lips. As expected of a dark sorceress, her power is immense. Fortunate that we extracted her core, otherwise the consequences would be unimaginable, Arthur mused. No wonder we went to such lengths to legally dispose of this mongrel. Seraphina lay in a pool of her own blood. How could this happen? My magic! Stolen just like that. He presented the magic core originally of House Lancaster to her sister. "Lady Daisy, I entrust this magic core to you." Daisy demurred. "Oh no." But her hand instinctively reached for the radiant power. "I cannot accept this." Arthur insisted. "Such potent magic should only be wielded by a sorceress as pure-hearted as yourself." Daisy hesitated, then accepted it, moving towards her sister. Archduke Arthur looked surprised. Seraphina, unwilling, trembled as she watched her sister hold her magic. She knew it wasn't me. Seraphina gritted her teeth, finally understanding. The dark Lancaster magic. It wasn't hers, it was Daisy's. Daisy leaned in, revealing the truth. "Yes, of course, none of it was your doing, my poor dear sister." Seraphina was stunned. "The one who burned the crown prince to death? That wasn't you either, naturally. It was all for this power," Daisy said, unleashing a burst of magic, her face still a mask of innocence. "You love your big sister, don't you? So you'll give this to me, won't you?" she cooed. "It seems you agree." Seraphina trembled with rage, staring at Daisy defiant. "Why?" she screamed. "Why would you do this to me?" Archduke Arthur blocked Seraphina from approaching Daisy. Seraphina burst into heartbroken sobs. "Am I not your sister?" sob. Arthur stepped forward. "Still unrepentant. The kind Daisy merely tolerated a wicked woman like you until now." He was resolute. "There's no need to wait until tomorrow. We'll execute her now." He grabbed her hair, dragging her. "No, I don't want to die." Seraphina struggled. The crowd watched as Archduke Arthur mercilessly dragged Seraphina's bloodied form up the steps. Murmurs rippled through them. "The bastard child. Truly a bastard. She's a stain on House Lancaster. Kill her. Only then can we destroy this evil dark sorceress." Seraphina's face, smeared with blood, lay amongst the thousands judging her. Despair consumed her. "Yes, burn her." The flames roared to life, engulfing Seraphina. The crowd cheered. This agony is overwhelming, Seraphina thought. Was it being framed, or my magic being stolen? No. She gritted her teeth, accepting the truth before her. It was her own foolishness. But why must one lie to survive? Bitterness welled up within her amidst the flames. She looked up, her eyes filled with regret. "I don't want to die, I don't want to die. The one who deserves to die isn't me," she raged internally. Seraphina's vision blurred in the flames. "If I could start over, I wouldn't be so naive, so foolish. I would make that hypocrite pay," she vowed. Suddenly, a pink light flared. Swish. "I told you long ago, child. There's nothing good in humankind. You just wouldn't believe me." A woman offered Seraphina a necklace with a blue snowflake pendant. Seraphina stared. The woman smiled. "Go now, child," she said, embracing Seraphina. "Go and accomplish what you set out to do." Seraphina just looked, a strange thought forming. The necklace. It's the key. She still didn't understand what was happening. Where am I? She suddenly opened her eyes, jolting awake. This is... She was dumbfounded by her surroundings. The Crown Prince's palace. But wasn't this place burned down? And the Crown Prince? He died, she recalled. Then she noticed she was bound by chains. Wait. The Crown Prince's palace. Could it be... Have I returned to 3 years ago, she realized with a shock. The incident from 3 years ago, she had been drugged by someone and framed for trying to seduce the Crown Prince. After the Crown Prince found her, he had her thrown out onto the main street. She remembered the rumors spreading like wildfire. The Duke's second daughter crawled into the Crown Prince's bed, trying to seduce her own sister's fiancé. Yet she had no memory of any of it. From then on, the Crown Prince had utterly despised her and even forbade her from attending the Magic Academy. Her fiancé at the time, Archduke Arthur, had broken off their engagement upon learning of the incident. No matter, Serafina mused, I never loved him anyway. It didn't cause me any grief. What's happening to me? It seems like some kind of time-rewinding magic, she thought. To die so unjustly, my magic core stolen. Perhaps even the heavens couldn't bear it and sent me back to the past. The door creaked open. Creak. Serafina tried to see the figure outside. Just as she was about to lose consciousness, the person entered. It was Daisy. She poured an unidentifiable purple liquid into Serafina's mouth. House Lancaster doesn't need 2 mages. Having done her work, she let go. The Magic Academy won't be needing you, Daisy said, looking at her with apparent disgust. Clearly a bastard, yet you dare dream of attending the same academy as me. From now on, you will never appear at the academy again. With that, she slammed the door and left. Clack. Serafina opened her eyes, looking in the direction Daisy had gone. So it was for this reason again. Sister, you truly have been plotting this for a very long time. If that's the case, I won't be lenient either, she schemed. This time there will be no mercy. Let's settle old debts and new ones together. Besides, she thought her heart cold as ice. The old Serafina is already dead. A smirk touched Serafina's lips. The Serafina of now was one returned from hell. Her expression shifted instantly demonic. I've come to claim your lives. Serafina Lancaster realized she had returned to 3 years prior, the very day she was framed for seducing the Crown Prince. She touched the chains binding her. This time, she whispered, things won't go as you wish, Daisy. As if in response to her words, she unconsciously opened her hand. The object in her palm emitted a golden light, reflecting memories of her past life, a life she was now determined would not end so tragically. Legend told that transmutation originated from ancient alchemy. It could convert between 2 objects of the same substance, like iron and an iron dagger, into various items made of iron, or vice versa. Notably, if an enchantment was added to the transmuted object, there was a chance of creating a new magical artifact. Transmuters were exceedingly rare. A single one could elevate their entire house to a position of great power. The story also went that 3 years ago, the Crown Prince had hoarded nearly all transmuters, and after overthrowing another noble house, House Lancaster, rapidly weakened a year later. Lost in her recollections, Serafina remembered a conversation in the drawing room. Duke Lancaster had told his daughters, the current situation is not favorable. It seems we must create new family magical weapons to restore our standing. Daisy had quickly responded, Father, rest assured we will definitely be able to return to the glory of our house. He had immediately replied, we still need magical weapons. Daisy continued, Father is right, but this matter I fear will not be easy. The Duke sighed. All the master artificers are under the Crown Prince's command. Within our family, only Serafina can perform transmutation. Hearing this, Daisy had said, but Father, transmutation requires a vast amount of magical power. This would be too great a burden for Sarah. The Duke had hummed in agreement. At that, Serafina had cheerfully said, It's all right, Father. If it's just a few more magical weapons, I can do it. Hearing this, the old fox had been overjoyed, praising Serafina. Sarah, you truly are a good child. You will strive for the sake of the family. As the memory faded, Serafina thought bitterly, I was so foolish. What I believed to be familial love was merely them using me. And I, like an idiot, believed we were true kin. It turns out I was just a tool. At this thought, she resolved, I will cherish this chance heaven has given me. I can change the future and personally exact revenge on those who wronged me. And she was certain this time she would not be the one to die. Shaking off those thoughts, she frantically pushed the door open, shouting, Help, someone's trying to kill me! As the door swung open, one of the 2 young men inside exclaimed, Who are you? Why are you here? This is the Crown Prince's residence. Following his gaze, Crown Prince Rio looked coldly at her. Meeting the Crown Prince's eyes, she immediately said, "Crown Prince, you've arrived just in time. It was him. He wants to kill me." Then she turned and fled. The young man beside the prince instantly shouted, "Insolent girl, stop! How dare you speak to His Highness the Crown Prince like that?" Crown Prince Rio said softly, "Pay her no mind. She's the second daughter of House Lancaster. Her sister was supposed to be here today. I wonder what they're up to." Rio then added quietly, "Follow her and see. Don't let her cause trouble outside." The young man immediately replied, "Yes, Your Highness." The scene devolved into chaos as the Crown Prince's attendant chased Serafina. "Hey, don't run!" he yelled. Serafina, picking up speed, shouted, "Help me! Someone help!" Passers-by saw this and began to whisper, "Who is that? Is that someone from the Crown Prince's palace behind her?" Suddenly, Serafina tripped and fell, but she didn't forget to scream, "Help! Someone's trying to kill me!" Seeing this, the young man hurriedly explained, "Miss, please don't be like this." The surrounding crowd, seeing the girl fallen on the ground, immediately gathered, whispering, "Whose daughter is this? This isn't a kidnapping, is it?" He quickly said, No, it's not like that." Just then the sound of the Lancaster ducal carriage rumbled, drawing Serafina's attention. That's the Lancaster carriage. As expected. Sister is waiting outside, she thought. The carriage curtain twitched slightly, revealing the eldest daughter of the noble house. Lady Daisy Lancaster, seeing Crown Prince Rio approaching, watched as Serafina immediately ran to her side. Daisy looked towards the Crown Prince and said softly, "Your Highness." Serafina, feigning panic, said, "I don't know what happened. I just woke up and it was like this. They want to kill me." Hearing this, Daisy exclaimed in surprise, "Huh? Kill her?" But then Daisy quickly regained her composure, pretending to be the gentle, protective older sister. She said to Serafina, "Don't be afraid, I'm here." Though inwardly she was still very confused. Something felt off here. Let's play along for now, she thought. Next, she turned her eyes to Rio. "Your Highness, please forgive my sister. She has always admired you. Please spare her life. Our engagement can be annulled. My sister will also attend the academy later." Rio replied nonchalantly, "She admires me, yet slanders me like this. How ridiculous. Very well, let it be as you say. Your sister will not be allowed to attend the Magic Academy. Our engagement is hereby cancelled. This matter ends here." Hearing this, Serafina quickly interjected, "Sister, they wanted to kill me. What did we do wrong?" Daisy gently tried to placate her. "Let me protect your life first. Don't be impulsive. I'll think of another way for you." Hearing this, Serafina quickly replied, "Sister, I have a way to prove they harmed me." Quite taken aback, Daisy's face paled slightly. The surrounding crowd started whispering again. Some were skeptical. How could that be? Others cursed her, "Shameless girl. Such a bastard child." But notably, Serafina remained steadfast. "I truly have a way." Daisy, as if watching her make a fool of herself, lovingly advised, "Little sister, don't cause any more trouble." At that moment, Serafina suddenly shouted, "This is it," and produced a treasure explaining, "This is a magical artifact I made the Viridian record. I finished it at home earlier and hadn't turned it off. It definitely recorded what happened to me." With that, she immediately cast the artifact into the air. As its brilliant light shone, a series of images appeared, her wicked sister ruthlessly harming her, pouring a toxic liquid into her mouth, then binding her. Not only that, but the artifact was so powerful it even recorded Daisy's voice from that moment. "House Lancaster doesn't need 2 mages. The Magic Academy won't be needing you. Never." Here the light faded and the images vanished. Even though she already knew the truth, Serafina didn't rush to expose her sister. Instead, she put on a pitiful act. Crying, she said, "How could it be, sister? Was it you?" Then, as if unable to believe it, she denied it. "Impossible," and screamed, "I don't believe it." Daisy, panicking because her evil deed had been exposed, quickly said, "Sarah, listen to me." Immediately, Serafina cut off her excuses, replying, Sister, I trusted you so much. But inwardly she thought, this time, sister, you have no way to deny it. This time, Daisy's face completely changed color. She remembered she was the most outstanding eldest daughter of Lancaster. How could she fall into this kind of scandal? The whispering of the gossiping crowd grew louder. Oh my God, it was really the eldest lady who harmed her unbelievable... Only the cold crown prince slightly curled his lip in a smirk, as if finding this highly amusing. Seraphina thought silently. Ah, yes, it was all your doing, sister. I'm just telling everyone the truth. Besides, you're still living well right now, Daisy. Enjoy this feeling of joy a little longer. Daisy stood dazed, despairing, not daring to look around as people stared at her with disgust, pointing incessantly. Huh. It was really the eldest lady, truly unbelievable. At that moment, the sound of horses neighing rang out. Immediately someone shouted, Duke Lancaster has arrived! Duke Lancaster, why is he here? He immediately replied, just passing by. I heard my little daughter offended the crown prince. My sincere apologies. Rio thought silently. This old fox arrived so quickly. This matter was indeed orchestrated by House Lancaster. He truly dotes on his eldest daughter. But Seraphina thought, passing by, heh. What a coincidence. He saw Daisy was in a difficult situation and appeared to rescue her, didn't he? The old duke addressed the crowd. Our family's wrongdoing. We accept it all. Lancaster will not lose the dignity of a knight. I will take my 2 daughters home and discipline them carefully. At this, voices of doubt rose from the crowd. It looks like you're distinguishing public and private matters, but you've turned this into a private Lancaster affair. But Daisy's reputation is ruined. What do you intend to do? Hearing this, the Duke said, Speaking of which, I wanted to inspect the construction site and was passing by. I have some good news to share with everyone. He continued, The Lancaster Welfare Institute is nearing completion. We are willing to take in all homeless children so they can grow up healthy. If anyone is interested in adopting, you are welcome to join us in helping these angels. The crowd buzzed again. Lancaster is truly the #1 great family. Wow, the ducal house is so benevolent and kind. Benevolent and kind, Seraphina thought. He just wants to simultaneously earn a good reputation for the family and use this to siphon money from the royal family. Thinking like that, I wonder how the children in the Welfare Institute will live. In this life, I can pay a little more attention. But Daisy's matter has been covered up. No rush. Lancaster will be destroyed sooner or later. In another year, the great families will begin to compete for transmuters. Most transmuters are in the hands of the Crown Prince. Because House Lancaster mistakenly sided with the second prince apart from me, the ducal house no longer has any outstanding transmuters. They faced bankruptcy several times. So I will leave this house before then. I will no longer sell my life for them. It won't be long now. I should walk my own path. In a luxurious room, Daisy was sipping tea. An old woman knelt on the floor, saying, Eldest miss, please understand. That potion was given to me personally by the Grand Master. I never touched what was inside. Hearing this, she thought coldly, then said softly, Perhaps the dose I used was too little. This isn't your fault. Hearing this, the old woman immediately flattered her. Thank you, eldest miss. This time, that little wretch Seraphina won't pose any threat to you anymore. Daisy, hearing this, said, You discuss it with me. From now on, she won't be able to attend the Magic Academy. So what if she knows transmutation? Do you also feel that bastard child has more talent than me? The old woman said fearfully, No, eldest miss, spare my life. Immediately after blood splattered, the old woman was killed on the spot. Seraphina was walking down the hallway. She pondered, This time father punished us with confinement, but in a month the academy will start. Daisy will go to school. This won't affect her much. I need to get my admission papers. I also need a lot of money. We'll deal with that later. My room is next door. As long as I control my time outside, no one will find out. Seraphina's living quarters were in the outermost corner next to the warehouse. It went without saying that the esteemed eldest daughter Daisy would reside in the main building. Surveying her room, Seraphina realized she'd never really thought about how dilapidated it was. There was nothing valuable, nothing she could pawn. Lost in thought, Seraphina found herself standing before a mirror. Looking at her reflection, she noticed something strange. She lifted a necklace she'd never seen before and said, puzzled, "Weird. Did I have this necklace before? And it's pure gold. Oh well, I'll keep it for now. I can exchange it for money later." With that, she tucked the necklace back in, but her curiosity about it lingered. For some reason, it felt familiar, as if she'd seen it somewhere before, but just couldn't recall where. Dismissing it, Serafina grabbed her cloak from the rack and headed out. The urgent matter now was to find someone who could help her get into school. The place Serafina went to was the Crown Prince's palace. The attendant by the prince's side stood there as if waiting. "You actually came," he said. Serafina, confused, asked, "What do you mean I actually came?" But regardless, she had a reason for being here. Whatever. So Serafina hesitantly said to him, Could you please announce me? I wish to request an audience with His Highness the Crown Prince." The attendant immediately led her in, saying as they walked, "His Highness instructed that if you came, I should bring you to see him. I didn't expect you to actually show up after what happened this afternoon." After a short walk, they arrived. Suddenly, the attendant turned his face serious and warned Serafina, "If you dare do anything detrimental to His Highness, I will not forgive you." Hearing this, Serafina was startled. "Even if I had 9 lives, I wouldn't dare." She assured him, "Oh no, why would I do that?" Then the attendant announced to the person inside, "Your Highness, the second daughter of House Lancaster has arrived." Serafina entered to see Crown Prince Rio sitting properly at his desk, facing the entrance. The moment she stepped in, she was met with his gaze and felt a little taken aback. Rio spoke first. "You're a little earlier than I expected. Sit." Did he really anticipate I'd come here? The room was quiet. Serafina spoke first, offering an apology. "Your Highness, I feel terrible about what happened earlier. I misunderstood you." Rio showed no particular reaction, as he knew she was there for another purpose. He immediately cut her off. "You didn't come here just to apologize to me, did you?" Seeing that she couldn't fool Rio anyway, Serafina got straight to the point. "That's right, Your Highness. I'm seeking a partnership with you." Rio coolly exhaled 3 words. "Let's hear it." Seeing that Rio wasn't one for beating around the bush, Serafina decisively stated her proposal. "I want to go to school. Can I go to school? Your Highness, you must be in great need of magical artificers, right?" Unexpectedly, Rio immediately agreed. "You want to go to school? Fine. As it happens, I'm short 1 person. You can join the team participating in the competition." She asked, puzzled, "Competition?" Serafina knew this type of competition. It was the Magic Academy's annual contest. The final winner could even have a chance to gain a title and land. But this was quite distant from her. Rio didn't elaborate much on his offer. "I can write a letter of recommendation for you to the Academy so you can enroll. But you must create a magical artifact for me within 3 days. How about it?" Serafina was shocked. 3 days? What an outrageous demand! But it made sense. Why would the Crown Prince agree so easily? Serafina thought for a moment, then said, "No problem. In 3 days I will definitely deliver the magical artifact Your Highness desires." At the Lancaster estate, in a corner of the side courtyard, Serafina leaped in over the fence. "Damn it, I'm back too late. I might have been discovered," she thought. Hearing a rustling sound, the patrolling guard immediately became alert and called out, "Who's there?" Serafina panicked. "A guard. Why are they here at this time? I'm done for. They're coming." Suddenly a light flashed, pulling her into it. "Where am I being taken?" Serafina thought, bewildered. In a second, Serafina's figure vanished. The guard ran to where the sound had come from, but found no one. "Strange, no one's here," he said, puzzled. The person next to him, who hadn't heard anything, immediately spoke up. "Did you mishear?" In another space, Serafina seemed to realize something. "It's that necklace. It can actually suck living people in." A hand was currently gripping her neck. What is this situation? A strange man was choking her. She immediately screamed at him, "Let me go! Where is this inside my necklace?" "Are you a spirit artifact?" The man just shushed her gently, then said leisurely, "Don't move around. You are my slave now." He was an exceedingly handsome man with strangely long white hair. The handsome man said softly, "Don't move, slave. You are mine now." Hearing him call her a slave so casually, Serafina quickly retorted, "In your dreams." For him to say such a thing so nonchalantly. "Is this guy sick?" Serafina said to the strange man. "What do you want? Are you the spirit of this necklace? Although you can condense a physical form, you can't leave here, can you?" As a mage, Serafina naturally knew such basic knowledge. Spirit artifacts were little spirits born in certain items, usually unable to leave their host item. Serafina was very confident in her assessment, speaking loftily to the person opposite her. "You want to get out? It's not that I can't help you, but with your current attitude, it's very difficult for me to cooperate with you." Hearing this, the other person sneered. "Spirit artifact, heh! Don't make that mistake again." Serafina truly didn't understand his meaning. If not a spirit artifact, then what is he? The man seemed dissatisfied with her words. "Comparing me to that kind of low-level creature. Remember this, my servant." As he spoke, he lifted her chin, forcing her to look up at him. Then he uttered, "Your master's name is Aias. I am an ancient god." Serafina's mind reeled. Aias. Isn't that one of the ancient gods legend says they all disappeared one day? Why is Aias in the necklace? Serafina looked into those enchanting purple eyes, and for some reason felt a sense of familiarity. This purple scene. I've seen it somewhere before, where Serafina was mesmerized by his gaze, as if falling into a memory. Here she was, all alone, surrounded by a hazy purple mist. A voice echoed in her ear. "Serafina, wake up quickly." Someone was calling her. Serafina startled, opening her eyes. Finally, she regained her senses, realizing the current situation. "What is this? A master-servant contract? Aias is pressing down on me." Serafina struggled. "No, I can't just be bound by a contract like this." The man was still marking Serafina. Unable to move, she felt helpless. Her eyes reddened, tears threatening to fall. "I still have things I want to do. My revenge is unfulfilled. My brand new life." Serafina felt a pang of pain after hearing the other person let out a satisfied, That sound made her feel ashamed. Serafina immediately used all her strength to push the man away. Thud, Serafina panted heavily. She had pushed the man down and used magic to bind his hands. Then she calmly opened her mouth. "It's over. I reject your unilateral contract. Whether you're a god or something else, you cannot disturb my will." Aias's expression remained unchanged, his demeanor still very composed. He said to her, "Little human, I admit you've exceeded my expectations. Light attribute magic is very rare. But with your current strength, binding me is only temporary. When you can no longer resist, I will still form a contract with you." Seeing his arrogance, Serafina scoffed. "Oh, really?" With that, she mimicked his earlier action, tilting up his sharp chin, and then opened her mouth. "You still don't understand the situation, do you? Even if my magic is weak." As she spoke, she pressed her hand against his chest as if trying to sense something. Serafina sat up, looking down proudly at the man. She said coldly, "It wouldn't be difficult to kill a weaker spirit form like yours." The man's face flushed. You... Serafina cut him off. "Well, say it a couple of times. So I'm the master, huh?" Suddenly, a golden magic array appeared around both of them. Aias spoke, "This is a lost, ancient magic." Serafina was astonished. Lost magic. She knew this type of magic. It was a forbidden art that disappeared along with the gods. Aias didn't want to beat around the bush. He quickly said, "I can help you increase your magic power, ascend to godhood. I need you to revive me after you become a god." Serafina didn't feel he simply wanted to be revived. She asked directly, "What is your purpose?" The man replied, "Don't ask too much. Just focus on digesting this portion of magic power first." Something seemed to be changing. The magic array like a spiderweb enveloped Serafina. I've never seen such a complex magic system before." Suddenly, Serafina thought of something time reversal Serafina calculated in her head. "With my current magic, I can probably only freeze time for a short period in a small area, but later when I reach the level of Archmage, this power will also increase. Thinking of this, she said to Aias, Aias, was it you who reversed time allowing me to be reborn 3 years ago? Aias immediately retorted, I didn't do such a trivial thing, you died before and came back 3 years ago. Seeing that he didn't seem to be lying, Seraphina decided to release the man. She recalled her magic. Seraphina smiled, glancing at him. You shouldn't ask too many questions either. This doesn't concern you. Let's make the contract. Aias, slightly flustered, replied, Ah, all right. Seraphina and Aias agreed to sign an equal contract using their blood as a testament. 2 drops of blood gently fell. They each vowed in turn. He, if she lives, I live. If she dies, I die. She, if he lives, I live. If he dies, I die. Finally, the contract was completed. A ring sound echoed, and in an instant Seraphina was outside. A voice resonated in her head. If you have any problems in the future, you can find me. The sudden clear voice startled Seraphina, and then she remembered Aias. Ah, right. Those who sign an equal contract can communicate directly in their minds. I'm really not used to this type of communication. Aias immediately said, Then get used to it. Inside, Aias looked at the ring now on his finger and gently reminded her, The contract is complete. Our fates are now one. The necklace I inhabited has also become a different conduit due to the contract. Outside, Seraphina also noticed the ring on her hand. Turning into a ring is much more convenient. Aias explained to her, This ring is used the same way as the original necklace. You can transfer magic power into inanimate or animate objects, but not into creatures with higher magic power than you. Seraphina, currently climbing through a window, couldn't help but ask, So can you come out? Aias calmly said, Your magic power is too low right now. Wait until you reach the peak of the first magic tier, then I can come out. Seraphina landed lightly. All right, she replied. Seraphina silently resolved. She had formulated a plan. Next she needed to increase her magic power, complete the Crown Prince's task, and enter the Magic Academy. 16 years ago, in a room, a mother's gentle, loving voice filled the air. Seraphina, forgive Mother. I can't continue to live with you. My life is at its end. The well-behaved child, nestled in her mother's arms, made a heart-wrenching "Mama" sound. The mother continued, I hope you can live happily. She took out a necklace and left it for the baby, saying, This is our clan's sacred artifact. You must take good care of it. The necklace gradually faded. She struggled to say her last words. Seraphina, continue to live well. Break our clan's curse of not being able to live past 19. The mother slowly departed, leaving the baby with cries of wah wah. Also, don't let your father find you. The baby grew into a lovely girl, always believing she had no parents, growing up alone in the forest. Until one day, at the Lancaster ducal estate, her father appeared. Seraphina, with sparkling eyes, whispered to herself, So, I wasn't born from a stone. In a room, that father of hers, with a disappointed expression, said, As my daughter. She was extremely tense, her face fearful. He continued, Forget it. This is your sister Daisy. From now on, you are a daughter of my ducal house. The little girl, Seraphina, overjoyed, beamed a pure smile. Hello, Sister Daisy. But she was ignored by this sister. She understood then that she was an illegitimate daughter. Perhaps I shouldn't have returned. When I'm a little older, I'll leave this place. In her second year at the ducal estate, Seraphina awakened her magic core. Daisy accidentally saw it. You know, alchemy light attribute magic is very rare, you know. Daisy's warm smile seemed to trap Seraphina, who felt like a hunted small animal. Seraphina realized that her sister Daisy wanted to steal her power. She told herself to put all the pretense aside for now. She would settle scores later. Kill them. Those who feigned kindness. Those who harmed her. Kill them all. She gave a dark, knowing smile. Ha! At the dinner table, Daisy asked Seraphina, What's wrong, little sister? She just smiled and replied, I know I misunderstood you, sister. What happened at the Crown Prince's estate? You didn't really want to harm me. I understand it all now. Though she said this, a dangerous dark glint flashed in Serafina's heart. Daisy also smiled gently in response. It's all right, I've already forgotten about it, Serafina continued. If that's the case, Father, I have a request. Please allow me to go out. Sister's coming-of-age ceremony is approaching, and I want to choose a gift for her to express my remorse. Her father nodded in agreement. Apologizing to Daisy at the coming-of-age ceremony is also a good idea. Daisy felt Serafina was a bit strange. The confinement can't be lifted. She quickly interjected, But Father just issued the order. If it's lifted so soon, I'm afraid it won't look good. The Duke said, It seems all the nobles will be there that day. What happened at the Crown Prince's estate last time? This time it can be completely clarified for you. For the reputation of the ducal house, it must be done. He then turned to Serafina. If you apologize properly to Daisy that day, the confinement for both of you will be lifted. Serafina quickly replied, No problem, Father. Daisy forced a smile that wasn't entirely happy. Then, sister, I'm really looking forward to your gift. Serafina, outwardly smiling cheerfully, said, I'm also really looking forward to your coming-of-age ceremony, sister. But inwardly, she smiled wickedly. Just you wait, sister. This gift will be one you'll find hard to forget for the rest of your life. In the Duke's study, Daisy entered. Father, I can't help but feel something is strange. Serafina isn't like she used to be. Will she not listen to me anymore in the future? The Duke replied thoughtfully, Lancaster is her home. I am her father. If Serafina doesn't follow the family's instructions, then she is betraying the family's kindness, a traitor. After your coming-of-age ceremony, let Serafina be your personal alchemist. His words began to take on a sinister tone. Take the magical artifacts she makes and sell them, telling everyone you made them. That way, after you inherit the title, the other families will only be able to be suppressed beneath us. Daisy obediently replied, Yes, Father. Rest assured, Serafina is my only younger sister. I will take good care of her. In another scene, the ring on Serafina's hand continuously emitted a sound. Follow me. Whoever displeases you, kill them. That ugly blonde-haired sister of yours is just a high-level mage. Serafina looked skeptical. Daisy ugly. Although her heart is wicked, she's also very beautiful among the nobility. She told him to stop joking. I'm only at the beginning of the second tier right now. I'll endure it for now. After I level up, I'll get revenge. The voice spoke again. Want me to help you? Serafina, losing patience, shouted, No! Don't meddle in this. I want to do it myself. He reluctantly softened his tone. Oh, all right then. Suit yourself, I'm going to sleep. I just woke up and still need to recover my magic. Serafina called out, Aius! Are you really asleep, all right? No one to talk to, so boring. Well then I'll go shopping first. With that, Serafina headed to Holy Knight's Cross Street. This place sold all sorts of magical tools. In her previous life, she often came here to earn money as a transmuter. She was too poor now. Serafina saw WP Imperial Magic Tools, a shop only nobles could enter. She looked at the meager amount of money she had left. Suddenly her eyes lit up. Wait a minute, the stall next to it. Found it. My money-making opportunity has arrived. It was a scrap collection point. Serafina walked over to the stall and asked the owner, What kind of scraps do you have here? The shop owner asked the girl, Miss, you want to buy scraps? She replied, That's right. Let me see what you have first. Suddenly, a girl and a young man, both dressed lavishly, looked over from the other side. Hey, look! Isn't that Daisy's lowly sister? The young man was also startled. Huh? Yes, it seems so. The girl then continued angrily. She looks like nothing happened at all. All the nobles know about what happened at the Crown Prince's estate. She harmed Sister Daisy and still dares to show her face. She was about to rush over and teach Serafina a lesson, but the young man quickly stopped her. Ami, calm down. We're here today to choose a birthday gift for Daisy. She continued to be agitated. Don't stop me. Today I'll teach her a good lesson on Sister Daisy's behalf. A lowly person with a dirty status should live in the mud. At the scrap stall, the owner asked, "Miss, what kind of scraps do you want to buy?" She said, "I'll buy all of these. How much?" The owner thought to himself, She looks like someone who doesn't care about money and doesn't know much. I should ask for a high price." He said to Serafina, "If you sincerely want to know, then—" Before he could finish, the girl and the young man had arrived at Serafina's side, shouting, "Oh, isn't this the illegitimate daughter who seduced the crown prince and was thrown out onto the street? You're so despicable, how dare you still go out? Are you looking to seduce someone else again?" Passers-by began to gather around them, whispering, What more drama to watch? Wow. This time it's the illegitimate daughter of the ducal house and the Viscount's daughter. Serafina replied to her without backing down. "Miss Viscount, are you a large piece of trash? Is that why you consciously came here to be collected? Do you need me to help you ask how much you're worth?" The other girl grew even angrier. "What did you say? You bitch, you dare scold me. I'll tell Sister Daisy." Serafina, completely unafraid, replied in a challenging tone. "Go on. Your mouth is so dirty, full of crap. I thought you were trash." The surrounding crowd was utterly astonished by Serafina's words. "Whoa, is she crazy?" Serafina continued, unyielding. "Besides your Viscount's house in front of my ducal house, is this attitude meant to humiliate me or to humiliate the ducal house? People are like that. When faced with nobility, they will desperately flatter. And the poor among those who oppress the nobility act as if they themselves can become part of it. What they do is to achieve their own self-worth, yet they don't realize they are just dogs of the elite." The young man who had been standing silently by thought Miss Serafina, "She doesn't seem like she used to be." This angered the other girl, who cursed, "You bitch!" She raised a hand to strike Serafina, but Serafina caught it and forcefully threw it aside. Serafina then slapped her hard across the face, sending her tumbling to the ground before the astonished eyes of everyone present. She sneered at the girl. "That's how you hit someone. Did you learn, Miss Viscount?" The other girl could only rage and curse. "You crazy bitch!" The young man finally spoke up. "Sister, you were also in the wrong in this matter." The girl, still unconvinced, retorted, "Brother, I'm your sister." "She hit me, brother. Help me hit her back. Right now, hit her back immediately." The young man could only try to coax his younger sister. "Ami, be good. Today we're here to choose a birthday gift for your sister Daisy. Let's pick the best gift for your sister Daisy. If we're late, the best one will be bought by someone else." At this, the girl suddenly realized, "That won't do. The gift for Sister Daisy must be the best. Let's go choose a gift first." But she didn't forget to add, "Next time you have to help me hit her back." The young man just chuckled nervously. All right. Inwardly, he thought, "This little ancestor has really been spoiled rotten by our parents." With that, she turned away, tossing a few slanderous words at Serafina. You're only fit to buy some trash for Sister Daisy's birthday. Let's see what kind of decent gift you can afford," she sneered. "So poor, I'm going to the VIP shop. It's full of things you'll never be able to afford in your entire life." Serafina calmly returned to the scrap shop owner. He asked, "This young lady, you're not angry?" Serafina smirked. "She's too foolish. How can she still smile after being hit? Why would I be angry?" Looking at the scrap shop owner's pile, Serafina recognized something with a start. These are magical beast eggs. Why are they in a pile of scrap? It seems this person doesn't know how to appraise goods. Serafina bargained with the scrap shop owner. "Boss, everything in your shop, I'll take it all. Make it a bit cheaper. 10 coins, okay?" The shop owner, beads of sweat on his forehead, didn't dare refuse. "Whatever you say, miss." Inwardly, he thought, "This young lady, I probably can't afford to offend her. Luckily, I didn't actually try to cheat her just now." Serafina was overjoyed. "Excellent. I used 10 coins to buy a huge fortune." All the scraps went into the ring. Ayas was probably asleep. There was no reaction at all. She went to the magic tower and rented a basic room for an hour to refine these scraps into gold coins. At the center of the Merchant's Road, the Magic Tower provided various elemental magic rooms, basic, intermediate, and advanced, which could aid cultivation, and were also very private and discreet. She only needed a basic room to perform her transmutation. Entering, Seraphina quickly said to the owner, "1 basic room, 1 hour." The owner, also efficient, replied, "5 coins." He continued, "Take the room card, turn left, choose any room. After 1 hour, the room will automatically deactivate." He thought to himself, "Tisk, what a poor wretch." Seraphina placed the room card on the door. Instantly, the door beeped. "Basic room, 1 hour activation successful." Entering the room, Seraphina hummed. "Not bad," she said to herself, "integrated with a magic shield so others won't know what I'm doing. All right, let's begin." Inside the room, the clanking sounds of alchemy echoed as she practiced her magic. Every transmuter spent their life in pursuit of this. She was concentrating with all her might. The sound of magic whirled. In my previous life before I died, I learned this secret. Metal materials. As long as it's an object with a metallic elemental reaction, I can refine it into gold coins. Seraphina's eyes turned a bewitching red. Money, status, power. Everything Lancaster owes me. The clinking of gold coins was indeed melodious and pleasing to the ear. At the Imperial Magic Shop, a set of dazzlingly beautiful jewelry was displayed. Hearing its price made Miss Ami gasp. "What, 1,000 gold coins?" Andre, standing beside her, also couldn't hide his surprise. "Normally high-grade magical artifacts are around 500 gold, aren't they?" The shop owner calmly replied, "That's correct, young Master Andre, but these earrings are S-grade magical artifacts." He was astonished. S-grade? The shop owner added, "How rare they are, you must know. Originally, my master intended to sell them at the auction house, but the auction items for this time are probably sufficient, so they're being sold in the shop." The two of them were internally screaming. What auction house S-grade magical artifacts are reserve items? Andre turned and whispered to his sister, "Ami, today, we only brought nearly 600 gold. We should probably choose an A-grade magical artifact." But with Ami's personality, she definitely wouldn't agree. She quickly said to her brother, "But brother, this is an S-grade magical artifact." She tried to persuade Andre, "If Sister Daisy receives it, she'll definitely love it. Why don't you go home and get more money?" She put Andre in a difficult position. He stammered, "This." He thought to himself, "If I don't agree, she'll make a fuss." Besides, 1,000 gold is almost more than a year's profit for the Viscount's house. It's unclear what Andre was thinking, but he turned and set a condition for Ami. "Then you have to promise me that in the future you won't cause trouble without reason and won't bully the second daughter of the ducal house anymore." Of course, she wouldn't agree easily. "Brother, are you even my brother? Why do you always help outsiders like that?" Seeing Andre's determination, she reluctantly agreed. "Fine, I promise you." Seeing his sister had agreed, he turned to leave, saying to Ami before he left, "Then wait for me in the shop for a moment." As Andre was heading to the door, the shop bell rang. Ring, ring. A girl with an extraordinary, very elegant aura walked in. Andre met her at the door. He quickly called out, "Miss Sarah." She also politely replied, "Andre, hello. Excuse me, please let me pass." Andre had just left when, with a clack of the closing door, Amy angrily asked, "What are you doing here?" Seraphina's eyes had already fallen on the 1,000 gold jewelry set. Ami looked at her with disdain. "Country bumpkin, never seen the world? You can't afford it anyway." Seraphina ignored her words and turned to ask the owner, "How much is this? I'll buy it." The shop owner also didn't seem to think she could afford it. He said, "Miss, this is 1,000. Would you like to see something else?" She lightly waved the ring on her hand. Gold coins poured out before their eyes. 1,000 gold coins, I'll buy it." The shop owner, his eyes glued to the pile of gold, replied, All right, all right." Amy watched the scene unfold in astonishment. How does she have so much money? Could it be... The second prince gave it to her. She couldn't help but be suspicious. But isn't the person the second prince likes Sister Daisy? Why would he give her money? Instantly, Amy thought of only one possibility. She must have stolen it. She grabbed Seraphina's hand tightly. Where did you get this money? How do you have so much money? The shop owner exclaimed. Miss Amy this. She didn't let him finish, quickly interrupting. Don't sell it to her. She's the illegitimate daughter of the ducal house. Her money is definitely dirty money. Serafina, far from being scared, challenged her. Stolen, then prove how I stole it. Ami was aggressive. So you did steal it? Serafina ignored her. I have nothing to say to a fool. Serafina pushed her hand away. Wrap it up for me. The owner just said, all right. Ami stubbornly tried to block her. No, this is what I saw first. I want it first. The shop owner was bewildered. Huh. Serafina bluntly retorted. Have you paid for it? Or made a deposit? If not, then it's mine. The shop bell rang again. Ring, ring. Andre had returned with the money. Amy rushed over and pulled his arm. This is what we wanted first, right? Andre hadn't even understood what was happening when the shop owner, looking troubled, said, This is awkward, young Master Andre. He pointed at Serafina and continued, This young lady has already bought the S-grade magical artifact. Inwardly, Andre was only relieved. Thank goodness, 1,000 gold coins is half of my secret stash. He said to his sister, Actually, an A-grade magical artifact is already very good. Let's go, Ami. Let's choose something else. Ami's stubborn nature meant she definitely wouldn't agree. No, I want this one. Andre was gradually losing patience with his younger sister. Ami, have you made enough of a scene? She looked dazed. Andre turned to Serafina and the shop owner. I'm very sorry for causing trouble for you. The shop owner gently replied, Not at all. Not at all. You're too kind, sir. Nay. Serafina, however, was unyielding. Take your child home and discipline her properly. In her heart, Serafina thought Andre is also a reasonable person. He just said coldly to Ami, Let's go. We'll go to another shop and choose an A-grade artifact, otherwise we're not buying anything. Amy, defeated but not convinced, screamed at Serafina, Serafina, you just wait. You're the kind of filth that crawls out of the mud. You're not even worthy of a single strand of Sister Daisy's hair. You don't deserve to be the second prince's fiancée. You'll definitely be dumped, and then like mud you'll be trampled under my feet. I won't let you go. No matter what she screamed, Serafina remained indifferent, not paying Amy any attention. As Amy stormed out of the shop fuming, the shop owner looked at Serafina and thought to himself, This second daughter of the ducal house is truly pitiful. She must be secretly wiping away her tears. Even after she left the shop, Serafina wasn't entirely at ease. She thought, Daisy, how could you have such a foolish lapdog? Not even a bit of counterattack value. At this moment, the shop owner called out to Serafina, Miss, your item is wrapped. The gift was meticulously wrapped, looking very luxurious. Also, this is an invitation card to the auction. Please accept it. He continued, If you're interested, please come and take a look then. Serafina's eyes lit up with joy. Thank you. For some reason, the shop owner thought she was forcing a smile. Poor child, still trying to smile. She also politely offered him a gift in return. Then I'll give this to you. With that, she turned and left. The shop owner waved goodbye. Bye-bye, take care, he thought to himself. She even understands reciprocity. What a good child. It was only then that the owner looked at the gift in his hand and received a huge shock. This is an S-grade magical artifact with a recording function. He was incredibly surprised. The second daughter of the ducal house. She will definitely be an extraordinary figure in the future.